Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small-town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Mahaska Chamber and Development Group and Oskaloosa Main Street invite you to come to Oskaloosa this week. The Young Ambassador Contest is December 2nd with the ceremony at 6 p.m. at Penn Central Mall. And the main event is Twinkling Christmas, the Lighted Christmas Parade, this Saturday at 7 p.m. Come enjoy the one-of-a-kind Lighted Christmas Parade in downtown Oskaloosa, where floats are lit with over 1 million lights. Get in the spirit of Christmas. With the theme Twinkling Christmas, events are happening in Oskaloosa all week long. Aesthetics by Lily is located in Stella's Salon and Boutique in Oskaloosa. Lily offers facials, dermaplaning, lash services, brow services, and facial waxing. She's also a certified acne specialist. Aesthetics by Lily is located inside Stella's Salon at 1211 A Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Schedule an appointment by calling 641-790-0357. You can also find Aesthetics by Lily on Facebook. For beauty, cosmetic, and personal care, see Aesthetics by Lily in Oskaloosa. Shop Jen Miracle, located at 119 South Market on the Square in Oskaloosa. Open Monday through Saturday. Shop Jen Miracle is a women's clothing boutique where you're welcomed with a smile while you shop for clothing, accessories, home items, and lots of stocking stuffers for this holiday season. Shop Jen Miracle strives to have the best prices. Everything is under $50. Find Shop Jen Miracle on Facebook for more information. Shop Jen Miracle in Oskaloosa, attainable style under $50. Shop Sigourney TV and Appliance at 103 East Marion on the south side of the square in Sigourney for brands like Whirlpool, Speed Queen, Samsung, and Dish. Sigourney TV and Appliance offers sales and service on appliances and TVs. They invite you to shop and compare. Stop in on the south side of the square in Sigourney and visit with the owner, Gary Cruz, or call 641-622-2511. That's Sigourney TV and Appliance. Friends of the Sigourney Library Tour of Homes is this Sunday, December 8th from 1 to 5 p.m. Tour festively decorated homes decked out for the holidays. Stop by the Sigourney Public Library from noon to 4 p.m. for a hot drink and a sweet treat, included with ticket purchase. Let's eat, drink, and be merry. Tickets are $15 each, or 2 for $25, and may be pre-purchased at the Sigourney Library or on the day of the event. It's the Friends of the Sigourney Library Tour of Homes this Sunday from 1 to 5. The Watch Your Opera House in Watch Your, Iowa is having an Opera House Christmas on Saturday, December 7th at 7 p.m. with Peggy Wardenberg of Williamsburg and Marina Springer of Oskaloosa. Peggy will be singing some golden oldies along with a mix of Christmas songs, and Marina will be singing some favorite Christmas classics along with some original holiday songs. It's all for a free will donation. Get more info at watchyyouroperahouse.org or on the Watch Your Opera House Facebook page. It's an Opera House Christmas this Saturday at 7 p.m. And a good morning. Welcome into the sports section. We are live from Barn Wired at 119 East Marion in Sigourney. Great place to come in on a Saturday morning for some breakfast and some coffee to get you going on a, obviously a chilly start on a December day here in Southeast Iowa. We do thank you for joining in for the sports section where we talk high school athletics, and we are back to normal this week. Andy, I was jumping in last week as the surprise guest of the show, and now you're back, and we've got Sigourney basketball, boys basketball with us to start off the show. Andy, I'll let you take it away.
Thanks, Steve. We're going to start with Coach Eslick this morning. Coach, you return a lot of players from last year, pretty much everybody, including Isaac Bruns, your leading scorer, and these three guys here. Can you talk about your roster for us?
Yeah, we do. We didn't have any seniors last year. We return all five starters. We got these three guys. We've got Ike Molnex and then Isaac Bruns starting. So that's something that probably for the first time in my coaching career that we've had that kind of continuity, which has been nice, especially with, preseason stuff. Feel like we kind of are ahead of the game with a lot of things. So obviously it's been a good year for them last year, won 13 games, and hoping to have a lot of success this year. And just a great group of kids, and work hard and put in a lot of work this summer and this fall, and hopefully it can pay dividends here as we get started.
Right, you were facing a lot of veteran competition last year in the Sickle Conference, and you guys are going to be a much more veteran group this year, obviously. But you still have some young players. Can you tell us about some of the youth on the roster as well?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. We do have a lot of experience, but we still are fairly young. We only have 2 seniors on the team. We have Isaac, who we mentioned, and then Kane Weber, who couldn't come this morning either. Those are 2 seniors, and then we have these 3 juniors, Braden Solon and John, and then plus Ty Goldman, who wasn't able to make it this morning, as our juniors. And then we have a ton of freshmen and sophomores. We've got 23 total kids. We've got Landon Conrad and Ike Molnex as sophomores that are playing a lot of minutes for us this year. And then we've got a really good freshman group of kids that we've got a few dress in varsity, Hunter Sellers, Landon Fish, and Jordan Tremmel. And then we've got a handful of others that are going to, I think, have a really good JV season for us this year. So we do have experience, but we still got a lot of youth, and Isaac, our only senior starter, so we'll have a lot come back next year as well.
Before we move on to the players, can you talk to us about what the offseason looked like? What kind of work did the guys put in? What kind of emphasis did you put on? And did you attend any camps or do any preseason work?
Yeah, once June 1st hits and we can start having contact with the kids again, summer almost feels like another season, really. I mean, we're in there 3 days a week. After they lift, they come in and we play and we do some skill work. And then we went to Lone Tree on Sundays. We went to Albia on Sundays in June. In July, we hosted a little mini tournament with a few teams in the area, came over and played. And really from, the start of June to that dead week at the end of July, we're doing something, 3, 4, 5 days a week in the gym. And then this fall they went over and Braden and Solon's dads were nice enough to coach them up in a league in Williamsburg, so we got to play over there. And that's credit to these kids because they're busy. I mean, in the summer, obviously they had a great baseball season. They're playing baseball in football season. They had another great football season. They're getting up on Sundays when they're probably sore and tired, and they're doing that, playing over there. So it just really speaks about the work ethic and the effort of our kids to put in the extra time, and that's what it takes to be good. And hopefully, like I said, we can kind of pay a little bit of that off this year.
So we're going to jump over to Braden Wood. I've been chatting with these 3 guys just for a few minutes this morning, and they dubbed Braden as maybe the most talkative. I see Solon and John are getting the yawns out here, so sorry to be boring you guys, but we'll start with Woody. And Braden, you had an excellent first-year starters quarterback spin back for the Cobras. How's been your off season? I think you had some knee injury that you were nursing back to health. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I guess I feel a lot better right now than I have the last couple weeks, and I guess I've always had a little bit of trouble with my right knee, but over the past the West Branch game, I really tweaked it pretty bad, and it got really inflamed and really sore. So the last month and a half or however long it's been, I guess I've really been trying to get it back healthy where I can, play basketball with comfort. We had 2 weeks, I think, where we played open gym before practice started, and I didn't play those 2 weeks. And then finally got an MRI where that was told us that I didn't have to sit out for anything. So that was good, and now we're just working back. I feel great right now. I mean, basketball games, it doesn't bother me at all, so that's a good thing.
I know that you guys have been playing basketball together for a long, long time. Can you talk about the team chemistry? I know I saw on Facebook you and John Berg shared a photo session of some basketball pics. That looks good. So anytime you have that stuff going on, there's a pretty good nucleus on the basketball team. Can you talk about the culture of the team?
Yeah, I think we've all been playing together since 3rd grade, really. We always, when we went to tournaments, we would take Isaac with, and as 3rd graders, we'd play up with 4th grade, and then we'd bring Ike with as a 2nd grader, too. And we always did that as we moved up through grade school, and Joel and my dad always coached us. So we've always been, playing together since we started playing basketball. So I think that's great for our team chemistry and continuity. And it allows us to, some teams that have to piece different guys in after different years. It allows us to kind of flow without having to do that.
Right, we'll move this on to Solon next. Solon, I know you do a lot of different sports. You play baseball, you golf. You're involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. How do you find time to fit all of those components in through the week and get work in and do what you need to do to be successful on whatever field or course you're on?
Well, I think our coaches here make it pretty easy to do that. They work together and find times that you have time for both. So it makes it pretty easy to do multiple sports.
Righto. Do you find enough time in season to work on your other sports, or is it focused mostly on what the season is that you're in currently?
Yeah, I work on pretty much all the sports pretty much all year round. So, and it's not that hard to find time during the week. It's a little difficult, but it's not that hard to find time.
So we'll bounce over to John Berg now. John, I know you had a lot of success on the football field. I probably know less about you than I know about the rest of the guys for whatever reason. Can you tell me what other sports you're interested in besides football and basketball?
I guess I do track. That's it.
Oh, track. All right. What events are you running in track?
800.
800. All right. Yeah. So you got goals for that track season. It's around the corner. I don't want to get too far in front of this basketball season, but are you a state track guy, or what are you thinking there?
I don't know. I just did track last year because my football coach wanted me to. So.
Honesty. So if you're listening, Coach Jensen, John Berg's doing what you're asking of him. All right, we'll bounce down to Isaac Bruns, the leading scorer from last year. Thanks for joining us, Isaac.
Yeah.
Did you get some breakfast in this morning?
No, my alarm didn't go off.
And the dog ate your homework too, right? It's all good, my friend. So anyway, why don't you talk about the goals for this team this year? You're kind of the leading statesman. I know that most other news outlets, when they're talking about Sigourney basketball, one of the first names they bring up is Isaac Bruns. So what kind of goals do you have for this team for this year?
I would say coming back here, we lost a couple Sickle games that we probably shouldn't have. So I think the Sickle title is really on our mind. But, losing to Keota, you can still do that. But we're going to try and fight harder, trying to win out here in the conference. But then, we're going to try and make a deep playoff run. Last year we didn't get the drawing we wanted. We got Danville, so we're going to try and make a little deeper run than we have.
So Tuesday night I was helping Steve and Josh Clubb call that Sigourney-Keota basketball game over in Keota. And I was getting a little bit of the side eye from Steve because I was wearing a purple sweatshirt because I know one of the guys on the team. And Josh Clubb kind of did the same thing. I kind of got some snarls. But I dubbed that broadcast the Cobra Cast because, we have this SK thing going on. I think you guys are familiar with that. But anyway, why don't you talk to us about that game? And this is my opinion, guys. I don't feel like you guys played savage basketball that night. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. We didn't shoot a whole lot good, and first game jitters maybe. So you can't blame the refs or anything like that. We didn't play our ball.
You can't, but you can, right? Is that what you're saying, Brunsey?
No, you can't. We shot ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I gotta commend you for that, Brunsey. When you reflect inside, that's when the team gets better. Braden, are you going to be that type of statesman too and put it on the team, or?
You can never blame outside factors on a basketball game. I think we shot 4 for, 17 from 3. So that's obviously, I think that's 23.5%, and that's not good enough. So, and Keota's a great team. You got to give them credit. Billy and Chase, they both played amazing, and we got to play better to win a basketball game like that. And I do agree. I think the first quarter, you look up you go back and watch it, and it was 3-0 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. So, both teams started off pretty slow, but to win a basketball game like that, you got to be going right away, and we didn't do that, so we lost, and that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that too, Braden. I was watching the scoreboard, and I think we went into halftime. Both teams were less than 30, and I think on most nights you look up at that scoreboard, and you guys are both pushing 35, 40 points on track to get into the 70s or the 80s. And it really wasn't what I was expecting out of either team, but I think at the end it was just one of those things where I think sometimes, both teams can be streaky in shooting. And I know, Solon, you had a cold night that night. What do you need to do to turn that shooting around? Have you been putting some shots up in the gym, getting things going, or is it just one of those confidence things that you're going to score the points when you need them?
I mean, yeah, we were getting good looks pretty much all night, and we just got to keep believing that they're going to go in, and I think we do. But I mean, they just didn't go in, so it's really, I mean, they'll go in eventually. So
yeah, it was definitely one of those nights. We know that we know you can shoot the rock. We've seen the stats, so keep shooting that thing, and we'll be all right. One guy that did have a pretty darn good night, I thought, was John Berg. John, you were really doing some damage down on the block, and were able to move on Jace Kalupa, who is Keota's number 5, pretty good. And Jace is a really good athlete as well. Can you talk about how you were having success on Tuesday night over in Keota?
Yeah. I guess just keep playing your ball. I don't know. I don't know. I just play. I know.
That's what you need to do. Sometimes it isn't thought. Sometimes it's just action. And if you do it enough, that's what makes you good. Going back down to Isaac. Isaac, rough night, obviously, Tuesday night in Keota. Not what you guys wanted to reach that goal you talked about earlier. And on top of it, you have to sit on that for a week. You go back to work on Tuesday night. Can you talk about how the week has gone sitting on something like that? That can't be easy.
Yeah, our mindset's coming back to work at practice. Working on our shooting. Getting up and down again because we didn't do that at the beginning. Yesterday, we were supposed to play Tri-County, but obviously they're not a thing anymore. So we just took the time to get up and down, play a game, kind of get the feel, get up and down. Get a breather, get your lungs to open up, and so we're gonna try and just keep shooting and get our confidence up for these next coming games.
All right, so last question, guys, before we move on to the next batch of players. What is your pregame like? I always ask, what is your song? Do you have a jam? Do you have some sort of celebration? Or how do you guys get yourself in the mood to play basketball?
Well, lately we haven't had a speaker, but we're going to change that. We're going to bring speaker because I feel like sometimes we're not necessarily locked in for the game, so we're going to kind of change that a little bit.
Woody, same question.
Yeah, I think I can attest to what Isaac's saying. I guess a lot of times we're really just ourselves before a game. We don't really change a whole lot, and maybe we probably do need to do something different, but that was definitely something I noticed in the locker room on Tuesday was we do need to focus a little bit more, and that would probably lead to a little bit more success on the basketball court. But at the same time, I don't think that you can put yourself in such a different position because it's almost like you're not yourself, and you probably won't be able to play basketball like yourself if you are in a completely different mindset than you would be to play a basketball game.
So you talked about Tuesday night. Were you guys a little flat, did you feel, in the locker room? Did you feel like you were distracted? Can you talk about what that's like?
Yeah, I would definitely say it was more of a distracted thing. I think there was a lot of excitement around the game. I mean, everybody, it's the first game, and you might be a little nervous, but everybody wants to get out there and play. But I think that there was maybe some conversations and things going on that shouldn't have been going on, and we definitely were a little distracted before the game. But and then once we get out on the basketball court and we go out to warm up, or when Coach Eslick comes in for scouting report, I mean, all that, if it's happening, all that stuff's got to shut off right then if we want to be successful.
Well, I see John and Solon making eyes at each other here. There must have been some shenanigans in that locker room before the game, no?
No, not in the locker room. Maybe like before, but we were definitely not quite as focused as we probably should have been in the locker room.
All right, so Solon, tell me a song. You got to have headphones, right? I think I've seen you in headphones. What's rolling on that playlist?
A lot of Rihanna, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of Rihanna, not just a few, not just Diamonds or whatever. I don't even know what these songs are. You have to forgive me, but I know that one. John Berger, you a Rihanna fan?
Megan Maroney.
Megan Maroney. What else? You guys, somebody's got to be a classic rock guy. I mean, give me something that we know. AC/DC.
Nickelback.
Nickelback. Butt rock. Dad rock. I love it. I love it. All right, fellas. I appreciate you being on here, and I wish you guys all the best moving forward in the season. So keep shooting the basketball.
All right, that is Sigourney boys basketball, and yeah, you guys can exit stage right there. We'll have Sigourney boys basketball coming up this coming week here on Steve Shetler Media. 2 games will be at Moravia and then at English Valleys next Friday night. In fact, Andy McGuire will have the call of the game at English Valleys. So thanks, Coach Eslick and the players from Sigourney boys basketball. While we bring Pekin basketball on next, we'll take a 30-second break and hear from one of our sponsors, AE Realty. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or online at www.aerealtyinc.com. Alrighty, once again, we thank AE Realty for being one of our sponsors here on the sports section here on Steve Shetler Media. On a Saturday morning, we are live from Barnwired in Sigourney, Iowa. Again, a great place to come in and get some breakfast, get some coffee to get going on a Saturday morning, maybe do some Christmas shopping as we're not too terribly far away from Christmas. Andy McGuire, we'll take it back to you. Andy, have you done any of your Christmas shopping yet?
Oh, absolutely. Amazon truck's been rolling up to my office, so I'm done. You know? Yeah.
I need to hire you to do my shopping.
Well,
I have done zero.
Yeah, you need to hire my wife to do your shopping. She's the one that knows how to make these things happen, and she is the best person in my life for multiple reasons, but one is whatever she wants, she sends me the link.
Hey, there you go.
And then I have choices. So
yeah. Aaron asks and Aaron receives.
That's right, yeah. Cole, are you done with your shopping?
Not even close.
How about Coach Swanson?
Negative.
I'm seeing a trend here.
We're guys.
That's right. That's right. All right, yeah, so we have Coach Swanson and Cole Milliken here from Pekin Basketball. Guys, how's the season going so far? We'll start with Cole.
Well, I had our first game on Tuesday against Wapello. We won by around 30, so I thought that was a good game to start off with, and we had a game last night, tough loss. I thought that was our best game as a team, but hopefully we can bounce back next Thursday against Mid-Prairie.
Yeah, I noticed that Waco last night, correct?
Yep.
Was that game at home or was that one away?
It was
I didn't
at
catch
Waco.
It. It was at Waco and lost by 1 point.
Yep.
Wow, what a tough loss. I'm glad you joined us this morning.
Yep.
But I know Waco's a really quality basketball team. One of my sons plays for Keota, and we had a scrimmage against those guys last weekend. And I was really impressed. They have some quick guards, and they have a couple of guys that can really move down low. So let's start with that, and maybe we'll work our way backwards. What was working last night that you guys got within 1 point of Waco? And how you said it was your best game as a team. Tell me about that.
It was sort of all around. We had all our hustle plays going, got good on the glass. We were moving the ball. The ball wasn't stagnant at all. Looking down to feed our post, and just back cutting whenever we need to. Looking for good shots when we needed them.
Very good. Coach Swanson, what did you see from the game last night?
Yeah, I agree with Cole on a lot of that. Our offense looked pretty good. We had a lot of opportunities. Finishing at the basket was an issue for us. We were 8 for 10 from the line, and really shot the ball pretty well from three. But around the rim, we struggled, and that in the end ended up costing us the game. Had a few too many turnovers down the stretch as well. But I love the guys' competitiveness and resiliency, because we got down a couple times and didn't quit. So really happy with Cole echoed that it was a great team effort, and I totally agree. It was nice to see kids locked in and not giving up and not quitting.
8 for 10 from the line, that's impressive. Anytime a high school team can shoot 80%, that's doing something right. Is that something you've seen consistently out of this team, or has it kind of been up and down for your group?
First game against Wapello, we were 9 for 17, which a lot of that first game jitters. I was happy with the number of attempts, just getting there. Last couple of years we've really struggled. I think last year we were, for the majority of the season, under 50%. So yeah, we're doing well for where we're at in the season from the free throw line.
How are you feeling about the team in general? Have you guys been putting a lot of good work in? Do you feel like you're progressing the way that you need to?
Yeah, I think so. We had the boys had a good football and cross country season, so we're rolling into the season really confident, just as individuals and from their respective teams. Basketball wise, we're gonna do a lot of growing this year. If you look at our roster, we're heavy on juniors and seniors. However, of those guys, we don't have a ton of varsity experience. So blending in a couple sophomores, we had some guys in football get hurt, and they're out for the year. So our depth is a little bit of a concern, especially in the down low post area. But we have some really good guards. One sitting by me right here, and we're able to shoot the ball and play really fast. So yeah, I feel really good about this team. I'm excited for them, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
That's a great segue into my next question. Cole, I was going to ask you about the identity of the team. Over the last handful of months, I've been able to talk to Coach Weber about the football team. I know there's some speed out there, but I also know that there's some size, especially on the line. What do you guys have for your basketball team? Are you guys a quick, up and down the court type of team, or are you a more slow it down, feed the post, that sort of team?
We're more of a quick move, fast-paced team since our bigs have gotten hurt during the football season. But I think even before they got hurt, we were planning on playing fast and getting good conditioning in during practice and getting ready for the fast-paced games, like stuff like that. So,
can you run me through your teammates that start the basketball game? Names and numbers or type of guys?
For point guard, we have Henry Adam, number 23. Shooting guard, we have me at number 10. Small forward, Casey Davis, number 21. Our power forward, Will Adam, is number 15. And Nolan Glick for our big man, number 24. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, those are a lot of names that I know there from the football field, so I think you're in good hands. Lots of athletes there. So I mentioned earlier we're going to work our way backward. We talked a little bit about Waco and the Wapello game. What did your guys' off-season look like? Did you guys do a lot of scrimmage? Did you go to any camps, any jamborees or anything like that?
During the summer, we had morning practices about like 2 or 3 times a week. Then we had open gyms on Sundays. And we just work on skill work, individual, if you need to work on anything you need to improve on. I went to the Snow Valley camp this summer, and so that was a fun experience playing against people who are way more talented than me, so that was good.
I've heard Snow Valley is really intense. It's a couple of day process, right? It isn't just a one-day camp.
Yep. You go up on Tuesday and come home on Friday, and all of that in between is just basketball.
Yeah, so. And it's early mornings and late nights. You eat, breathe, drink, sleep, basketball at Snow Valley, right?
Yep.
And you feel like that improved your skills?
Yeah, it's sort of a eye-opener of how, what more I could work on instead of just staying in my comfort zone. So,
we had Chloe Glosser on 2 weeks ago, and I was really impressed, and I've been really impressed with the Pekin young folks that have been on this program, and I can tell you're another one of those people that you put the work in. So I'm going to ask Coach about this. Can you talk about Cole Milliken and the work that he puts in? Anybody that goes to Snow Valley, for those that don't know Snow Valley is intense, and that's for the people that want to take basketball serious. Can you just talk about his commitment, the type of kid that Cole is?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as Snow Valley goes, I also worked at camp, so just to echo what Cole said, you wake up and it's basketball for 12, 14 hours, and so you got to kind of be a junkie about it, whether you're a coach or a player, and really love the game. And if you don't, it's probably not the camp for you. So Cole said, it was a little bit of an eye-opener, but I know he enjoyed it, and he definitely the commitment level's definitely gone up. Besides Snow Valley, Cole put in a really good summer working out in the morning workouts. He was working out on his own. Besides that, he and I got a lot of shots up together, working on different things, and he also played AAU. So For our program, he kind of led us as far as the gym rat, you might say, getting in the gym this summer. So, I'm expecting big things from him. And, so far he's done well through 2 games.
So, Cole, tell me about yourself otherwise, too. So we know that you have a passion for basketball. You don't do the things that Coach is talking about without having that passion for basketball. Are there other sports that you're interested in? Are you interested in extracurricular activities?
I ran cross country this fall, and I'll look forward to running track. I qualified for state in cross country this year, got like top 60 or something like that, but it was a pretty good competition there, and looking forward to the track season.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. So back to Coach, talking about last season, how did you guys finish up last season as a basketball team?
We finished the year 10-11. Lost a lot of tight games, just some youth. We graduated 2 seniors off that team who were both very good players for us. But it was a struggle at times just to be consistent. And, kind of stumbled down the stretch, really. But got that experience. We're bringing a lot of those guys back this year, and we want to improve on that. We've been last 3 years really stuck around 500. After the 3 previous years to that, we were conference champs all 3 years. So we're looking to get back in that conversation. We definitely have the skill set and the abilities. It's just, are we going to come to work every day and get after it, and then go out and execute in those close games.
So what kind of goals do you set for the team? Do you guys want to win a conference championship? Are you expecting to make a postseason run? What are you thinking in that sense?
Well, I think all the above, as far as that goes, when you want to compete for conference titles, that you definitely want to make a playoff run. But right now we're just trying to keep it simple and look towards the next game, look towards the next practice, open gym, whatever have you, and stay focused on that and be really good in that area, and then see what the next day brings.
So, Cole, Coach mentions practice. What's a typical practice like for the Pekin Panthers?
Normally start off with like a normal layup drill, and then we'll stretch, and we do a little bit up and down, like more layups. Then we did more half court defense, I don't know, just like shell defense, rebounding, all the things you need to work on for the game. So.
Yeah. Is it a high energy type of practice, or is it just come in, roll your sleeves up, and do your job? You guys got music rolling and lots of fun, or is it just all business?
No music, but we sort of just all business. Work on most of the time we try to be intense. We bring the energy. If someone makes a good shot, we give them, or tell them that was a good shot. But yeah, I like the energy in our practices. So.
Oh, that's great. All right, Coach, what's the next week look like for the Pekin Panther basketball team?
We have our conference bye on Tuesday, so we get a few days off here to practice. Thursday we go to Mid-Prairie, and then Friday we got L&M at home. Mid-Prairie be a good challenge for us, bigger school on the road. They've been putting up a lot of points here lately. I believe they do a lot of full court pressure as well. And we played in the last 2 years, been very competitive games, came up a little short, so definitely looking forward to that one. And then L&M at home, be the first Friday home game. It's always exciting for the community kids. We'll have a nice crowd and be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that will be a fun game. The team that I follow played Louisa Muscatine first game, and they've got a really nice point guard, I think, is what he is, Finn Klein. So I think you guys will enjoy that one and have them at home. So I wish you guys the best luck. Thanks for being on this morning.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
Before you guys get out of here, let's do a quick picture. I forgot to get one with the Sigourney boys. All right, got one. Thank you. So, yeah, and, of course, you guys can exit stage right there. We'll be covering some Pekin basketball this year here on Steve Shuttler Media. Haven't gotten to it quite yet, but we're going to have 8 different games covered for Pekin boys and girls basketball. Thank you, Coach. And we'll be seeing you down the road. Pekin basketball, 8 different games coming up this year. Sigourney Keota Bowling can come on to the scene here while we get in between guests here. We are live at Barn Wired, again, 119 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Great place for for some breakfast this morning, some coffee, and do some shopping while you're here. Again, Barn Wired in Sigourney. Now, one thing that we haven't done in a few weeks is our Athlete and Team of the Week. Of course, we've been in kind of that dead spot as far as the year goes in sports. But now that things are rolling with basketball and wrestling, we'll get back into our Athlete of the Week poll. That'll go up on Monday. We'll also have our Team of the Week brought to us by Kelly Style at State Farm. Our Athlete of the Week brought to us by Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic. So look for those polls to start back up. Coming up on Monday. Whoa. Camera shot has changed. Let's get that there. Let's bring you guys up just a hair. And now we go to Sigourney Keota Bowling. Let's squeeze everybody in here. All right, we've got Sigourney Keota Bowling up next. Andy McGuire is our host. Andy, take it away.
Well, back more to a little more comfortable setting with SK Bowling. Steve put me on the spot early as the Keota guy, hosting the Sigourney team that the Keota boys just took the victory on. So the Cobra Cast rolls on, as they say. So, Coach, why don't you introduce what you have here with us?
So I've got the 3 that have qualified in the past. I got Landon Griner from Keota, Wells Clark, Jaden Montgomery.
All right. So talk to me about that qualifying. What did they qualify for, and how did they get qualified?
So with bowling, we do a team and individual same day. For qualifying, we go to like a district, a sub-state, and there our team will start with 15 Baker games, which Baker games is one person bowls 2 frames. We split 5 for the whole 10, and then from there we go to 3 full individual games, and that's where these 3 qualified as individuals. Wells qualified last year, and then Landon and Jaden qualified the year before.
All right, so we'll start with Jaden then. Jaden, talk to us about how you've been doing, how the ball's been rolling for you.
I think I've been doing pretty well. I've gotten a lot more consistent in the past years. Recently, doing a lot more tournaments, sports shot, house shot, all of the above, leagues. So I'm looking forward to it.
So those of us that are not immersed in the bowling world, because I am not, talk to me about the scores. What type of scores do you need to put up to be able to advance and qualify for the next step?
For me, I'm definitely looking 180s, 200s is what we're looking for. Depending who we are put up against in sub-state. Like last year, Louisa Muscatine, definitely needed to look for those 200 scores. Fell a little short, but definitely looking forward to this year.
So one time I remember bowling like a 110. Is that a good score?
Sometimes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel great now. If I may, I think I might have been 22 or 3, but I might not have been completely within my faculties when that was happening. But anyway, it's a family show. We won't go too far into that topic. So, well, same question for you. I'm going to throw it your way. As far as scores go, what did you throw in order to make yourself eligible for the next step?
Well, to qualify for state, I bowled like a 756. Yeah, out of 3 games. So that's averaging around the 210, 215 mark, I think.
Oh, here we go. Landon shaking his head. Landon, why don't you straighten this out?
You shot like 650.
No.
It was 650.
Oh, yeah, 650.
Yeah, which is averaging.
It's 650, not 7.
Which is averaging like 215.
That's what I said, 215.
Yeah.
Except the
But your
other
750
number.
was not average.
Yeah, that's 750. That was not the right number.
No, you shot 650 something and squeaked by.
Yeah, barely.
I love it.
Tied for 4th.
Yeah.
To qualify.
Well, this is quickly turned into the honesty moment. Jaden's telling me that 110 could be a good score, and now over here, Coach is telling Wells that he squeaked by. I love the way that this is heading. And then we've got Landon Griner on the end. Landon, tell us how you've been rolling the ball.
Well, we started off our meet in Oskaloosa. We all bowled really good. We fell short to Oski by 3 pins, which was unfortunate, but I rolled good. Wells bowled. He bowled good in Baker games. And then my brother, Aiden, freshman, he bowled really good. And Then we went to Norwalk, which I bowled really rough, but the rest of the team bowled amazing, so they kind of covered for me. So, yeah, it's great to have a good group around me this year.
So you used a term there that I have no idea what it is. Did you say Baker games?
Yeah, Baker games. So to start off a bowling meet, you have 2 regular bowling games, which everybody has probably bowled a regular bowling game. And then Baker games is a team thing. So you'd have 5 varsity bowlers. And so let's say I'd go first, then somebody else would go in the second, and then all the way to 5, and then it just repeat. Okay. And that's what a Baker game is.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that sounds fun, actually. You know, for a guy that doesn't know bowling, it sounds kind of exciting. Coach, you want to add to that?
It is fun. When we start bowling Bakers, the boys get real rowdy and loud. It is fun, but it can turn real quick. You have one bad frame in the middle. You know, if someone opens in the middle and you got marks on both sides, you know, it can drop your score by quite a bit. You're not getting those bonus pins. So that's where they need to come together as a team, bowl together, bowl consistent, and, you know, just keep marking to get those high scores.
So it sounds like you have some good numbers or have had good numbers for SK Bowling in the past in terms of kids that want to be part of the team, right? Yes. Is that what you have going on right now, good numbers?
Yeah. Right now we got 9. Yeah, we have 9 on the boys' side, 7 on the girls. It's the first time I've had an extra girl in probably all 4 of your years. Yeah. So when we go to meets, I take 6 of each, 6 boys, 6 girls. I take everybody because we do bowl JV. I don't quite have enough for a full team, but we take 6 bowlers and kind of like Landon explained the layout. So we have 6. The 6 varsity bowlers will all bowl 2 games, and we take the lowest series out. So then we just take the top 5 scores, and that becomes like our round 1 score. And then those 5 is typically who I split into Bakers for the round 2.
Yeah, so when talking about that Baker setup, that would be something that would motivate maybe some kids that are on the fence about going out for bowling. You know, because when I think about bowling, I think it's just run the frames and you're done. But there's actually some team stuff to this, and you say the kids get rowdy and have fun with it. So, not that bowling's not fun, because I've had a ton of fun bowling. Not that I'm very good at it, right? But I've had a ton of fun doing it. But that's another level that I'm just not even aware of. So maybe talk about, you know, that atmosphere and how much fun you guys really do have.
So it is fun, and we do get rowdy. You go to college level, it's completely different. It's night and day. They are way rowdier, louder. It's nuts. Everybody's doing it. You know, kind of in our conference, you know, people kind of cheer and yell and get a little vocal. Not like our team. It's a little quieter with Brock graduating last year. He was probably the ringleader of all the rowdiness, but they're coming back around. They're starting to get louder. It does help with the vibe. Everyone just kind of gets in the mood, and they just keep going.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I know that Landon Griner can be pretty darn loud because I've watched across the gym in the Eagles Nest. So, Landon, do you bring that energy when the time's needed?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Last year, we were great at it. This year, could get better, but I feel like our last meet, we got pretty rowdy. And it was fun. It's always much funner to bowl when everybody's enjoying it and everybody's getting rowdy, and it is just a great atmosphere. Even just watching, it makes it enjoyable to watch, because sometimes bowling, I can admit, can be a bit boring to watch, but our team makes it fun, and you should definitely come watch Sigourney Keota bowling for that reason.
Wells, do you chime in on this? I've known you to be a relatively quiet guy.
Oh no, I'm not quiet at all.
Not at all?
You know, I'm definitely the loudest one there.
Good man. Jaden, how about yourself? You get after it?
Girls tend to be a little bit more on the quiet side. We definitely cheer a little bit, but it's definitely more the boys.
I need to introduce you to my wife, because when you say quiet side, Erin is not the most quiet, especially when it comes to cheerleaders at basketball games. She was a cheerleader, so she implores the girls to get loud. So we can respectfully disagree on that at times. So what's the goal for the team moving forward? Where do you see this group going?
so far we have a winning record, and I would really love to see us continue that and continue the streak going. We definitely have girls who are really good. Sorry, words. And definitely there's room for improvement always, but I can definitely see a lot of our more on the bottom side girls getting up there with us.
Gotcha. Wells, what's the next steps here? What do you guys have for meets coming up? Where do you go from here?
Today we have a meet. It's at home. Yeah, if we don't win this, that's real embarrassing on our part. Not trying to be cocky or whatever, but that's what I'm thinking. So,
Coach, can you expand on that? Maybe clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, so our next meet is here today, this afternoon at 1 at Keith County Bowl. We do bowl Pella Christian conference play. After that, we go next week, go to Ames and bowl Ballard. And then Christmas break's right around the corner, so I can't remember quite that far. But as goals, we were talking earlier, our goals this year, trying to break the curse. We have a sophomore curse. Starting with Brock Alderson, his sophomore year, qualified for state, and kind of started. He also was runner-up at state that year. Didn't qualify the rest of his high school career. Jaden and Landon qualified 2 years ago as sophomores, and Wells qualified last year as a sophomore. None of them have returned. I haven't taken anybody back to return, so hopefully this year we're going to break that curse. Last year we were really close as a team. The boys were. So when we do Baker games, we do sets of 5. We bowled in Comanche. For our sub-state last year, we bowled a set of 5 Baker games. We were ahead, I think, by 100, 150 pins. We moved a set of lanes, and then we bowled another set of 5. We kind of fell apart, and the third set started to come back, and I think we ended up like 3rd or 4th. At sub-state, they only take the top team, top 4 individuals. So our goal. And we're right there too this year. I'd like a qualified team, at least take somebody back return. Our goals are going to be kind of high. I want 2,800 to be our lowest, which we were just over at Norwalk at Airlanes in Des Moines. And that was kind of our lowest. Hopefully that's our lowest score the rest of the year. You want to be right around 3,000 the rest of the year and kind of just get better. Boys still have potential to qualify. If they all come together at the same time, get some high scores, we could shoot 31, 32 easy if we wanted to. So we got kind of high goals. Team, multiple individuals, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that's great. So talking about Keokuk County Bowl, we got to give a shout out to Keokuk County Bowl. Dave and Lucinda Brooks do an awesome job and make that facility available to you guys. We're lucky to have them in the community. When you guys go to other alleys, to other venues, is it tough to get adjusted to their floors, to their role, or how does that work for you, Landon?
I would say it depends on where you go. Oskaloosa is like another home because everybody uses Oskaloosa's bowling alley as their home center. So I'd say I've gotten quite adjusted there. It's pretty easy. Now Ottumwa can be struggling. It's all different, but you can easily adjust and fix your line based on what the ball is doing on the lane.
So while his coach is talking about this sophomore curse, what are you guys doing to break that curse? Do you guys have a little voodoo doctor or going to church a little more often?
I don't think I'm the one that should be answering this because,
Just bowling better.
Just bowling better.
Fair enough. Jaden, you have anything to add to that?
Just ending consistent is a big goal to breaking this.
Right. So talk about practice just a little bit. How often do you guys get together to bowl together and get better?
We do Wednesday and Thursdays after school every week, and that's for high school. We have a lot that's in league, so you get extra days, and then there's open bowl that anyone can go to.
Gotcha. So this morning I was thinking about bowling, and the only thing that was really coming to mind were 2 movies. Kingpin was number 1, and The Big Lebowski. Absolutely. So have you seen either one of those movies?
Not that I know of.
You haven't?
No.
Wells, have you seen either one of those movies?
I don't really watch movies, so no.
All right, Landon, for sure you've seen at least one of them.
I've seen like a little bit of the Lebowski one, but I didn't finish it.
Andy, you should have shown up in the bathrobe and the.
I have a White Russian. So I was going to call you all Munson, but that joke is going to completely fall short now. Coach, you've seen them both, right? Thank you.
I have.
Which one's your favorite?
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. It is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
The dude abides. You guys will get that some point in time, and you'll smile and remember this day. Trust me. All right. So, Landon, what do you do to get ready for a match? What do you do? Do you listen to some music, you get your heart pumping a little bit, or do you try and stay calm?
Honestly, staying calm in bowling is huge because you can't get too far ahead of yourself in bowling. It'll mess you up. It'll throw you off. You'll either try to go too fast, too slow. So staying calm and composed is probably what's best. And then after, celebrate with your team, but then it's back to square one, just focusing on what you're doing.
So how do you do that in the pregame? Do you just,
Pregame?
like, meditate?
I do not meditate. I'd say, honestly, I sit there. I'm a Subway Surfer guy, so I'll play some Subway Surfers on my phone, get a pregame meal in. Depends on what time we play, obviously. So today I'll probably get something from the bowling alley and just sit there. And then during the game, I always drink a Mountain Dew, so it always keeps a little bit of blood pumping, so I just don't fall asleep on the lane. So,
Wells, what's your pregame routine?
I don't really have one. I just, I don't really think much before. Don't really think about it. Make sure it doesn't get to my head. Just bowl.
Just roll in and roll.
Yep.
All right, Jaden.
Definitely a little bit of both of them. Stay calm, stay out of my head, just relax on the bus ride or relaxing in the alley before the meet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any music to this? I love talking about music. I got to get a song out of you guys. What's a relaxing tune? Rihanna? Those Sigourney boys. Apparently like Rihanna.
No. Can you come back to me?
Landon's got one. I see it popping up.
Oh, yeah. Adele.
Adele.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Let me guess. Rolling in the Deep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Coach, what's your pregame?
Just keeping them calm. So keeping them calm, keeping them quiet, make sure they're not getting too rowdy. Like they all said, just staying out of their own head is the biggest. Sometimes I'll just have side conversations, keep them talking about something different. Because if they start overthinking, if they struggled at a certain house the year before or whatever, and they start thinking about it, like, well, didn't bowl very good. Just trying to make them confident in themselves and just off topic to where they're not thinking about it. Because the more they think about it, then they just keep getting worse from there.
Make sure Wells Clark gets on the bus.
Yeah.
Because it seems a little random with this one.
Very random.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to be rooting for you. Good luck this afternoon and good luck moving forward.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's get a picture before you get out of here. Everybody squeeze in. All right. There we go. Maybe, Andy, you like to talk music so much. Maybe we should have, like, Andy's karaoke as part of, like, a segment as part of the sports section.
Absolutely not.
I mean, maybe it's a random draw out of, like, all the guests, and then so one of the guests has to sing their favorite song.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
We almost had, what was it, the North Mahaska girls doing Cotton Eye Joe. And it's sort of stuck with me. So I've just been hammering all these guys, like, give me a song. I want to know what your favorite song is, and maybe get somebody to dance. Landon, don't look at me that way, because you gave me a look like I'm going to do something for you, and it got me excited just for a second there. Can you dance me a little jig or something?
I'm not a dancer.
He does sing on the bus, though.
Oh, yeah.
Do you sing? What's the song?
I'll belch the Adele, and then some other songs that I probably shouldn't sing.
Can you give me just like 10 seconds of Adele?
Oh, yeah. You could have had it back. I'm rolling in the deep. Oh, I love me some
Nice.
Ado.
Oh, goodness.
Landon Griner, you're making my dreams come true, brother.
I might have to go back and cut this little segment and make it its own little video.
Something tells me that might land on that Stickle Instagram thing or whatever.
Oh, I hope it does. I want everybody to hear my beautiful
Landon
singing
Griner
voice.
sings on Steve Shetler's sports section.
Does that do it for today? All right.
How do you add anything
I
to
know,
that?
it's hard to follow that.
Absolutely.
All right, well, guys, you are free to go. We do thank Sigourney Kyoto Bowling. We thank Pekin Boys Basketball and Sigourney Boys Basketball for coming in this morning. We always appreciate when people get up early to be on the sports section on a Saturday morning here at Barnwired in Sigourney. Again, we're at 119 East Marion in Sigourney. Great place to have coffee and breakfast on a Saturday morning. Of course, we always do our Iowa Music Showcase here on Fridays from 11:30 to noon. So stop in on Fridays for lunch and a beverage. So that'll do it for today. If you're watching live or just sometime before this evening, do keep in mind Steve Shetler Media will be in downtown Oskaloosa coming up tonight. It's the Lighted Christmas Parade. The parade starts at 7. We will be set up right where the entries come up on the square in Oskaloosa. We'll be on the trailer with the judges. We'll be doing the announcing. I believe it'll be myself, my lovely wife Stacy, and my buddy Neil Crott will be hanging out. We will be doing a video. We'll try to do a live video tonight, depending on the Wi-Fi situation. If not, if all else fails, we will record it and play it back later, but we will have coverage of the Lighted Christmas Parade in Oskaloosa. Okay, that does it for our broadcast this morning. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and to all of our guests for being here, and for Andy McGuire doing a great job as always as host of the sports section here on Steve Shetler Media.